Hello, good morning and Happy New Year. I know it's the 4th of January, but I think as this is the first breakfast show of 2025, we can still get away with saying that. Back for the first show, and a lot has changed since the last one, as I'm sure you know. And today is going to be a little bit shorter than normal. We've just got an hour's show because kick-off up in Stoke is at 12:30 p.m, so a nice early kick-off for you at lunchtime this afternoon. But while the show might be shorter, we still have a lot to come for you over the next 60 minutes. Argyle Women play their first game of the new year tomorrow, and assistant coach John Daw will be popping in to tell us all about it. We are also going to be joined by the voice of Home Park. Stadium announcer Gary McLean is here to tell us some of the best tales from the touchline. And the 72 in 72 challenge returns for a new year. Mustafa Bundu is the first up for 2025. How many will he get? You'll be able to find out just before 11. So, as you can see, there is a lot to come for you over the next hour this morning. Plenty to keep you entertained, and we're very happy to have you with us starting off this new year here at Argyle. And of course, as always, keeping me company this morning is none other than Aaron Cusack. Happy New Year, Aaron.
Happy New Year, Erin. How are you?
I'm good. How's it been? Are you feeling New Year, New You?
Of course. Yeah, we all are at this stage, aren't we? This time
I'm not.
of year. No. Okay, then maybe just me then.
I was like, yeah, I'm going to get out. I'm going to start exercising. 4 days in, I'm still eating chocolate from Christmas.
Good for you. I've never seen so many people running.
Argyle Women play their first game of 2025 tomorrow, and they will be playing MK Dons at Home Park to start the second half of their season. And joining us to chat about that, as well as a host of other things, is Argyle Women's assistant coach, John Daw. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you for coming in the studio.
Pleasure to be
You
here.
have already been warned off air by the sign,
Yes.
which is on a mission to take out as many guests as possible.
Okay.
So just don't move.
No sudden movements. We don't want to repeat of what happened to Mark Edworthy. How's it been? Christmas, New Year, and now getting ready to second half of the season.
Yeah, good. It's exciting to be back. Obviously, it's slightly different in the women's game in that there's an enforced winter break, and unfortunately with Storm Dara we had a couple of fixtures knocked out prior to that break as well. So it's nice to get back in, and looking forward to Sunday very much.
Yeah.
John, tell us a little bit about your entry into the female game then, because those that don't know you know that you come from you come from the male side of it. There's some coaching in the youth sector as well, but tell us about your opportunities to get involved in the female game.
Yeah, so I was doing some work as a part-time coach mentor for the FA, and one of my colleagues in that role, Chris Matanka, at the time was the chairman of Argyle Women. So there was an opportunity that arose, and Chris asked if I'd be interested in coming in initially on a match day to just provide some support to Ryan and Mark Blackwell at the time. So I did that for a 6-month period, really enjoyed it, and then was made to feel really welcome by players and staff. And the following season I was offered the opportunity to come in for sort of training sessions and games. So I say full-time, but it's part-time. And yeah, I've been here now for 3 years and thoroughly enjoying it.
What's been the biggest difference for you then as a coach, having coached in the male side of the game and now coaching in the female side of the game? Are there any obvious differences between the characteristics of players or the makeup of the game itself or the coaching environment?
I think from a coaching perspective, for me, football is football, whether you're coaching male players, female players, but there are obviously distinct differences. I think in the female game, the players really want to know the why.
Okay.
So why are we working on this in training? What is the benefit to us at the weekend? So it's really important that there's clarity with our messaging. So yeah, I think the why is probably a big thing when coaching female players.
Well, I know we've touched on your coaching career now and where you're at, but I'm interested to know how it all began for you. What is your relationship with football? How did it all start to get you to where you are today?
Well, I got to be honest, if you talk about when did that magic or fire in your belly for football start. And you know, it probably goes back to the age of 5 when my dad would bring me to Home Park. So I've got some fantastic memories.
Oh, look at that! I love the hair. Amazing. Size 5 football.
Yeah.
Bigger than me. Yeah, that was actually my first ever Argyle kit, if you like. And myself and a good friend of mine from school, Martin Clift, we were bought the same kits by our parents. So, you know, we were out in the back lanes in Plymouth, pretending to be Dave Kemp, David Phillips, you know, so I'm showing my age a little bit there with those players. But yeah, fantastic memories. And then obviously, since I finished playing, I've been a season ticket holder, block 13 of the Lyndhurst for the last 13 seasons, I think, something like that. So yeah, that's where my love of football came from. Obviously, the sort of the team from '84 had a big influence on me. I guess my kind of favourite players growing up, probably the likes of Kevin Hodges, Tommy Tynan, Lee Cooper, people like that. Yeah, just kind of Argyle mad, really.
Talk to me then about the job that you do. How did you first get into it?
So, as I say, it was 15 years ago. Argyle were obviously in the financial difficulties, and the previous announcer decided that he was going to move on. So Argyle asked of people to come up and audition. And a bit more tongue-in-cheek, did I expect to get the position? No, I didn't, but I thought I'm going to come up and audition. And we stood in the corner, obviously on the old grandstand, spoken into a microphone, did a team read, and there was probably about 20 of us that auditioned, and from that they picked 3. So it was me, a guy Andy Ballantyne, and another guy called Nigel Harrodance, and we all did a bit each, and then gradually over the years, Andy and Nigel have both had to move away from doing it, so I've sort of taken it on my own, but oh my God, you know, I've been coming to Argyle as a supporter since I was 9 years old, so for me it's the absolute dream job, and I wake up every match day absolutely buzzing. That never changes. That's never changed in 15 years.
That's awesome.
So,
that is really cool.
Absolutely love it, yeah.
Do you ever get nervous? Because, of course, you can hear yourself back around the stadium, right?
Yeah.
That must be a bit of a surreal...
Yeah, I do. Absolutely every game. Before the first announcement, I am nervous every game, yeah. But I don't think that's a bad thing. No? I think if the minute you lose that, I think there's an issue there somewhere. But, yeah, it's just a fantastic opportunity for me,
especially like more recent years, you know, the real dramatic goals we've scored, like the late ones. You announcing that when the goal goes in must be spine-tingling.
It's my favourite bit. It's my favourite, you know, the Peter Hartley goal, and I hark back when I talk to anybody about what I do, the Peter Hartley goal against Portsmouth, absolutely unbelievable. When
we played Liverpool in the FA Cup, Trent Alexander-Arnold, that was one of his first starts.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and there's a photo went on social media actually. The team's coming out of the tunnel. And you know, I've got Philip Coutinho still next to me, you know, and you're thinking, really? Yeah. You know, I'm Gary McLean from Plymouth, you know, what's going on? So yeah, I love it. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And as a fan of Argyle and a fan of football, we do have something for you to get involved in just a second. Don't know if I've the heads up, but you are having it now. Right. This is the time of the show where we do the 72 in 72 challenge. We're going to start with Mustafa Bundu, but just for you, Gary, the rules are as follows. You get 72 seconds to name as many of the 72 EFL teams as you can. Aaron has somehow miraculously scored 53, but let's have a look and see how Mustafa Bundu got on.
Hi, I'm Mustafa Bundu, and this is my 72 for the 72.
Right, are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
So it's Sheffield United, Leeds, Watford, Plymouth, Portsmouth, Charlton, Derby, this is where you get stuff, Mansfield, relax a little bit, take 5 seconds there, it's gonna be Rotherham, it's gonna be Huddersfield, it's gonna be Peterborough, it's gonna be Swansea, it's going to be Sheffield Wednesday, it's going to be Cardiff, I would go for Sunderland, I would go for Middlesbrough, I would go for, it's tougher than you think. Let's stay in the championship. Actually, I could name the 20 teams in the championship.
20 seconds.
20. Oh, I'm stuck now. I cannot. Can I go again?
No, just carry on. You're doing okay. 10 seconds. Let's give you a couple more.
Yeah.
Who else have you scored against?
Norwich. Stoke.
Time up. You've got Stoke in.
Yeah.
So, I think 18.
Nice to
We
see you.
are now almost bang on 11, so
Oh,
it's time
wow.
for us to wrap up the show. See you later.